Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles.
Hola, you amazing artists, and welcome to the studio. We're shut down today because we're getting ready for an artist workshop that Clee and I are doing this weekend. That's one of the biggest things that I enjoyed about doing markets and shows was meeting other artists, meeting artists that were just getting started, meeting artists that had been doing it for a while. Artists are inspiring. I could literally talk about that all day, every day, for who knows how long. It's just something that I love. But in this video, I want to talk about something that some people might consider a little airy-fairy. The reason I'm putting this video together is because honestly, I went through a moment a few weeks ago where I wanted to quit. And although it doesn't, flatter me in any way, shape, or form, right? Because for a lot of people out there, that you want to present yourself as, I'm a professional, I've got everything handled. And the truth is that none of us have anything handled. We have more experience in doing things, but this shit, it never ends. You are constantly going to be going through challenges, and you're going to face moments in your art career, no matter how long you're doing this, where you might want to quit. For me in particular, what happened was that my mindset went in a direction where it doesn't usually go, right? And you guys have heard me all the time, do not be motivated by money. Well, I tricked myself into thinking that I wasn't being motivated by money with a certain project and certain things that were going on. You guys have heard me say in the past many times to make sure that you keep an eye on what is motivating you to move forward, what is motivating your actions, your projects, all that stuff. And you've also heard me say that money is a poor motivator because when it's there, great. When it's not there, it's going to work against you. Over the last 2 years, there have been some big changes that Clee and I have gone through. And, with the move and with all the different stuff, the studio being shut down for almost a year and a bunch of things, Clee and I are still in a process of recovering financially, right? We're used to having our buffer in place that we've formed over the course of our career. And, with everything that's been going on, we've kind of depleted that buffer. What happened recently was we got to a place where we were like, okay, the studio's open. Everything is organized. We're set. We're ready. Finally, it took a year and a half, but we are set. We are ready to hit the ground running. And then the day that we were ready to hit the ground running, a big old storm came. A tree that is taller than our 3-story house started swaying. The base of it started swaying in the wind, and a giant branch fell off of it.
Did that come off of our tree?
Yep.
Okay. Get inside. This is like tornado conditions.
Yep. Now, mind you, this tree, all the limbs are trimmed all the way up to the very top. And the top of that tree is taller, is about 4 or 5 stories up. And one of those big giant branches fell off of that and missed our house by about half an inch. It's only a matter of time before that thing falls in some kind of direction and either wreaks havoc, kills one of us, it's like my brain is going all over the place as far as all the horrible stuff that could happen. So this is the day that we're getting back to it. At this point, I'm like, all right, our career is starting anew. We're ready to get going. And all of a sudden I am thinking to myself oh shit. What happens over the course of several days after that is I start to put together a plan okay, well, maybe I'm going to do a pre-order where I release small works of art of this tree. And then when we raise the funds to be able to take it down, then we take it down and we start the process of creating that artwork. Boom. I'm like, yeah, that's a really cool thing to do because that way the tree doesn't end up in a dump. It's part of this story. It's cool. I'll be able to create some work that commemorate this tree, which is something that we do love. But at that point, I think that emotionally, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. And instead of doing what I typically do, which is inspire myself, motivate myself, because I know from experience that when you begin to downward spiral into one of those mental funks when it comes to what you do and the possibilities that are ahead of you, it's easy to just, next thing you know, you keep going and nothing matters. Unfortunately, I allowed myself to get into a place where nothing mattered. So I woke up in the morning and I was like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to do any of it. I don't want to. I don't feel motivated. I don't want to film videos. What am I going to say? What am I going to talk about? I don't want to, it's like next thing you know, my world had changed from this place of possibility to this place of just, I don't want to do anything. Luckily for me, we have been doing this for a while, and that happens every once in a while. You get to a place where you're like, this sucks. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do any of it. You don't even find the joy in creating the art that you love to create. Why? Because your mindset is not in a place of remembering why it is that you create the artwork in the first place, right? Somehow, some way, because of everything going on, I tricked myself and my motivation became money. Not that the project itself, creating artwork from the tree, would be just inspired by money, but the fact of the matter is that my motivation behind it, right? My thought process behind it. It doesn't mean that the project is not a good one. It's a great project. But if I immediately am thinking about, well, how much money could I make from this? And I need it, and I need it. And basically, it's like your motivation goes from inspiration to desperation. That is where things get effed up. Like I said before, luckily we've been through these kind of things before, and Clea and I are really good at communicating with one another and like really just getting yourself to a place where you can move on from that and change your mindset so that you are thinking in a way that inspires you to move forward versus, continuing that downward spiral. Now, listen, you guys, I'm not here to say that that's easy. I know that a lot of you guys, you get to that point where you're like, I don't even want to do anything. And sometimes it's better to just kind of walk away for a little bit and then come back and revisit it. For me, however, I've gotten to a place where I realize that like when you're in that place, you're almost in a place of hopelessness, right? You feel this sense of hopelessness. What has worked for me in the past and what worked for me this last time that I did it is to get angry.
Ruffy's Rants.
Now, I know that a lot of people will say like, well, anger is a bad thing and whatever, but hear me out. I don't think that anger is a bad thing. I think anger is a heightened emotion kind of thing, heightened energy kind of thing. There's been studies that show that when there is heightened emotion of any kind, like you tend to build neural pathways a lot quicker, and you tend to really, really hold on to things. I think that that's one of the reasons that when negative things happen, we tend to bring those up and repeat them. However, this is a way of using that heightened emotion thing to your benefit. In those moments, I have certain mantras where like, it's just, I play around with them. I see what I'm going to say, and I say it in an empowered, fiery kind of way. Fist clenched on the table. I am not going to take this anymore from my own mind, from my own emotions. And this is where it gets all airy-fairy, right? Because a lot of people talk about affirmations. Honestly, there are times where people talk about affirmations and I hear myself rolling my eyes in my head. I've got a lot of them that I've put together over the years. These are things that just inspire me, right? They kind of become my mantras, especially in moments that I need them. I'm going to use the 3 here that really got me going as far as this project and as far as moving forward with what I do. I think using them in a way that just reminds you of where you want to be is vastly important. So one of them that I have here is, I am capable of overcoming obstacles and using them as opportunities for growth. I would take that I am capable of using any obstacles, any difficulties, any roadblocks as opportunities for me to grow in my art career, in my life, in my personality, moving forward. I'm going to show myself that I am persistent. I'm going to show myself that I am resilient. I'm going to show myself that I can overcome. And you use that anger, like almost like you're telling that negative Nancy voice inside of your head, no, I'm not settling for whatever it is that you're trying to sell me. My other go-to affirmation or mantra that I use is, my art is a reflection of who I am and what I stand for, and I am proud to continue to create and share it with the world. My art is a reflection of who I am and what I stand for. And I am proud to continue to create and share my voice with the world. I have a voice, damn it. And it is time for me to continue to share my voice. I am not going to go slowly into the night. I am not going to give up simply because my mind decides that it wants to go into some kind of weird downward spiral. I am going to continue doing what I do because I have a voice. I get to express myself. I get to move forward, and I'm not giving in. I'm not giving in. I am persistent AF, and I'm going to keep on going. The other one that I love is the act of creating is an act of courage, and I am proud of myself for continuing to create the amazing stuff that I create. The act of creating, the act of arting, the act of putting your art out there, the act of expressing yourself in whatever format it is that you express yourself is an act of courage. There are too many people out there that do not express or share what they create. I am done hiding. I am going to create these things. I'm going to work on this project and create something powerful out of something that I'm afraid of. I'm going to face my fear. I'm going to put it out there. I am going to do what I can within the capabilities of this amazing artist that I am. There's a reason why there's a punching bag back here. Sometimes I'm saying those things and I'm punching the punching bag because I'm basically punching doubt and fear in the face while I'm telling it, no, I am not going to give up. Sometimes I feel uplifted right away and then I feel inspired and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go. And then sometimes it takes a few days of that. Sometimes it takes time to get to that place. But the thing that really matters here is that you don't just stop. You don't just give up. You don't just, if you need to walk away for a little bit, that's fine. Walk away to give yourself a different perspective. Stopping for a little while or like putting something off for a little bit, that's not giving up. What I'm talking about is like giving up in here. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on who you know that you are or that you're meant to be or whatever. I think that it's already you. Nobody has this shit figured out. If somebody's telling you this is how it is from point A to point B, they're full of shit. Some of us might have a little bit more experience, so we have like our way of dealing with it to be able to share with you. And if you get any kind of thing out of that, that's great. But as far as somebody telling you that they know the end all be all way of doing something, just don't buy into it because that's not how it works. We're all dealing with this journey of being an artist, and really the most powerful thing that you could take from this video is that our emotions matter. Our emotions matter, and we're going to be dealing with crap, and we're going to be dealing with the suck, and it's just finding ways to persist through it and just keep moving forward. Even if it's baby steps, just keep moving forward. It's weird. I don't typically feel weird about sharing a video, but I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it anyway. This is just another fear that I have to face. So yeah, hopefully you guys got something out of that. Listen, if you want to share into weirdness that I'm feeling, go ahead and leave in the comment section below anytime that you've dealt with something like that, where like you just wanted to quit, and what did you do to keep yourself motivated, to keep yourself going, to cheerleader yourself back into the place of awesomeness that you know you belong in. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are absolutely amazing. I freaking adore you. And if you like this and you want to subscribe to more like this, more videos about artist stuff, go ahead and click right over here. And other than that, I adore you guys. Adios.